What's up, everybody? I wish they could flip the screen on this. Like, what the? Okay. Um. So this is a members only live chat, but it's a live for the public, so everybody can see this video. Everybody can see this video, but only members can interact, and it's all members. It's not just the BWOB. It's Harmony, Courage, and BWOB. And things like this, I'll go live around. I'll go live for everybody, but members can interact. The BWOB, I'll be going live for just you guys, and those will be closed sessions, so they will not even be open to the public. If you're not a member, you won't be able to even see it. See that, well, you'll be able to see that there's a video, but you won't have access unless you're a member. The reason why I'm doing that is because I want the BWOB to be something that is protected, something that is insulated and safe, so that people can feel like they can open up a lot more. Now, BWOB members that have been with me for the past year know how intimate these sessions can get. And I don't mean intimate like graphic, but I mean intimate as in very personal, and it needs to be very private. I treat the BWOB lives the way that I would like a seminar or a personal reading. So they get very, very, very in depth. And I'll be doing those from this point on. I'll be doing those a couple times a week, so that you guys can log on and we can just chit chat and talk if you're a BWOB member. But these are live for everybody. Everybody can see the information here. Everybody can watch it and view it. They'll even be able to read the live chat, but they won't be able to interact. Only members, Courage, Harmony, and BWOB will be able to ask questions. In which case, those questions can be anything. They can be something that you want to know about me, something you want to know about astrology, or if you want me to pull a card for you. So it's just up to you. This is open chat. In these videos, I'm just going to talk about general information. In the BWOB videos, those are the videos where I'll give like promotion codes. I'll give promotion codes, like, so discount codes on personal readings, or discount codes on different kinds of merchandise. Or I'll give, like I said, like I'll give deeper tarot card readings. Like, though, that's where the exclusive information will be. So if you want to get access to that, definitely join the BWOB membership. I think it's great, and you get access to all the extended readings as well. So it's a fantastic value. But these kind of live readings will be just like chats where I can like share information about the channel, like the information that I'm sharing right now. And everybody can watch it. Everybody can see it. What's up, guys? But if you want to live chat, you have to be a member. If you want to participate in the live chat, you have to be a member. So then it's not like you have to worry about donations. You have to worry about super chats. You're just a member. And so you can log on whenever you want, and you can ask any questions that you want. If you don't want to ask questions, that's fine too, because I do have a lot to talk about the channel, like going over what I'm going to be doing moving forward. I think I really love the BW. We used to do BWOB live chats like at 7:00 in the morning on Mondays. And I tried to keep it like one particular time, because I wanted people to be able to rely on when they could see me, when they knew they were going to be able to talk to me, as if it was sort of a permanent standing, fixed, almost counsel session if you needed it. And what by counsel, I don't mean psychology. I don't mean clinical work. I don't mean medical. I mean astrological. That's what I do. That's who I am. So that's the kind of counseling I mean. I don't try to be something that I am not. Nor should anybody out there use me or my services that way. I specialize in astrology. I don't specialize in psychology. So just so that you guys know, and you don't get it twisted. Yeah, just want to make that clear. But the BWOB, I don't know if that time was working, because I don't think like some people could get on, and I loved it, and I loved our chats, but I don't think a lot of people could. I think I have maybe 30 BWOB members now. My goal is 1,000, and I think everybody knows that. And I need to get more members into the BWOB so that I could do like a morning session, I could do afternoon session, I could do a night session throughout the evening. But I really want to be able to reach you guys over here on YouTube, because YouTube, everybody has YouTube, I'm going to be doing some open interactive seminars over on my website. Because here the only way you can interact with me is the live chat, but over there it's more like Zoom, and we can like it's not like FaceTime, but it's kind of like you can interact and you can see each other, and those will be more closed sessions, and I'll definitely announce when those are coming up. But ultimately here, at least I could check in with you guys and you can check in with me. And if you're that BWOB level, you'll be able to get access to those at a regular time. I just don't know when those times should be, because I don't know what your schedules are and what works for you. But first, we got to get more members, because multiple coming on live multiple times a week is so people. Hey, Tina, what's up? Just so that you know, Tina, like everybody can see this, but only members can interact. So if you it's nice to see you too. So this isn't like a closed session, like a BWOB session, but I'm going to be doing more of those. The point is I just need more members. So if you haven't actually signed up for the BWOB membership, what are you waiting for, dude? Like, sign up. Like that is, to me, that's a one-off, obvious, one and done, because I've tried to make that the optimum amount of value that it could be. And I'm going to go on live like sometime this week. I'll be on a closed session. But what I mean by closed is, if you see the membership videos, like for example, the extended readings, if you are a non-member and you try to click on the extended readings, you'll get a message that says you have to be a member in order to see this video. And so that's what I mean by closed sessions. Like, everybody can see the video is up, but only members can get access to actually watching the video. This is not a closed session. This is an open session, but only members are allowed to live chat me. So anybody and everybody can watch this. Everybody can see your comments. Everybody can see your questions. But so it's open, but it's exclusive chat. I'm doing this so that members get access that they should have, instead of, they shouldn't be just everybody. They're not just everybody. They support the channel in a way that's extraordinarily special to me. And so they should get more, 100%. And then those BWOB level will get those private closed sessions, which only other BWOB members will be able to see, will be able to interact with. And why do I do that? I do that because there's just sometimes that people need to ask me things that they don't want everybody on YouTube to be able to have access to. And I'm not even saying that everybody would watch the video, but they could. And if you need a more private, closed session, that's going to be that BWOB level. That's going to be it. You're going to have that safe space where nobody else can go to except other members. And that's as safe as I can make it over here. And of course, when I start organizing the live seminars over on my website, BWOB members will get free access to those. Oh, what's up, Dom? Thank you so much. Thank you for joining Courage. God bless. So BWOB members will get free access to those seminars. You'll get a code that will enable you to sign up for free to those seminars, where other people will have to pay maybe $10, maybe $20. You guys won't have to pay anything. So BWOB is really the exclusive level of of any kind of services that I can provide. And ultimately, it's pretty cheap when you think about it. So I just got to say it is. It's a really good deal. I think it's a steal. Thank you, Dom. I appreciate you. And thank you for joining the Courage. I do too. Let me tell you, I have mixed feelings about the tarot community, because I don't really think it's a community. I don't. And it is something that I have a problem with. And I am 100% focused on making people stronger and making them not need my videos. Right? I don't want anybody to need my videos. I mean, sometimes you need the advice, right? But I want people to be strong and healthy. and eventually get to a point where they can take it or leave it, right? Because they don't need the support. But when you need the support, I want the support to be there, but I want it to be there in a way that is private and it is exclusive, and you don't have to air your shit out in public, because I know that I would not feel comfortable that way at all. And like I said, with the BWOB membership, you don't even have to want that. You don't even have to participate in that. You may not need that. You just may want to watch the other video. You may just want access to the extended readings, right? You may just want access to the other content that I put up here that nobody else gets. Like, it just may be the extra content that you're looking for. A lot of people have a Patreon page for that kind of stuff. I don't. I'm trying to do it all on YouTube, and YouTube actually charges a hell of a lot more than Patreon does. For like, they take a much bigger chunk. But I think YouTube is also easier for people. Like, everybody's already here. Everybody's already focused here. And so I think it's just easier access because, you know, it's not a different website that you have to interact with. I know that YouTube gets international access. It brings in people from all over the world. So it's just easier access, and it's I think it's just easier for you guys. It's not better for me, but it is easier for you guys. These YouTube memberships are much easier because it's such a global platform. And you know, I want to reach everybody. I don't want there to be like limitations just because of what country you come from, or, you know, what websites you were able to access. And if you're seeing me on YouTube now, I know you'll see me as a member. You know what I'm saying? So it's just to make it easier for you guys. Just bought my first extended this week. Will those be included with my membership? No, Dom, they're not included with the Courage membership. The extended readings are only included with the BWOB membership. So you signed up for the Courage. That's the lowest tier. That'll get you access to things like this, but it will not get you access to the extended readings or the closed sessions or the discount codes. All of those are the BWOB. You're welcome. You're welcome. I'm eating my kicks. I love kicks. I don't know how everybody else know. Like, I love kicks, and they're even stale too, and I like them stale. Does anybody else do that? Like, you like stale, like I'll even like stale potato chips for some reason. I don't know why. I have no idea. Anyway, but I like it. I love these little parts. Oh, so I just did a video on astrology motivation, and if you guys love astrology, you should definitely go see. You should definitely see the video. Let me put it up for you. So I have a second YouTube channel. I actually have 4 YouTube channels. I have the Pisces. I have Pisces Tarot, which I put up a lot of my shorts on. I don't like putting shorts up on this channel, to be honest with you. This is long form content over here. This is what works over here. I wonder about the natal moon in Cancer. You have a natal moon in Cancer? I met someone with that placement. You talked about the Cancer moon. Tina, you met me, girl. You met me. Well, kind of. We haven't met face to face, but I'm a natal moon in Cancer. So let's talk about it. What does it mean? So the moon is at home in Cancer. And I think a lot of people think, oh, that's where it's most powerful. No, where it's most powerful is in its exalted position. The moon is exalted in Taurus. And so when you have a person with a moon in Taurus, they are a wonderful motherfucker. They are stable. Right? And they are just good with themselves because they don't have a lot of wishy-washy. They don't have a lot of, their moon is in the most beautiful place for it. It's where it feels most nurtured and cared for. And this is all like metaphoric and symbolic, but it's talking about, I'm using it to describe the way it would impact a person's character or behavior. Well, a Cancer moon, anytime any planet is at home, even like a Leo sun, right? Or Jupiter and Sagittarius, it gets a little cocky. It gets a little too comfy. You know, it can get a little too sloppy. So it's a little too much because it's in its native energy. And so it can get a little bit I mean, I think there's different, like I don't think Leo suns would be sloppy, but they can get a little too cocky. Me, Cancer moons, which I'm a Cancer sun and a Cancer moon. So I think Cancer moons can get a little too sloppy. And yeah, I'm talking about myself. And when I mean sloppy, I mean our emotions can really be all over the place, but so can our psychic capabilities. And with a Cancer moon, there's so much psychic ability. Like you're so hardwired to read other people's emotions that it's easy for you, especially, to get them confused with your own. So it takes a long time for somebody with a Cancer moon to grow the fuck up and to set boundaries. So one of the reasons why I named my channel Born Without Boundaries, because setting boundaries was a skill I had to learn. It was not intuitive for me. People with Cancer moons, very difficult for them to set boundaries. So when they're growing up, they tend to be really used a lot and taken advantage of, and kind of and they let too much in. Good things about Cancer moons are that they're extremely empathic, extremely intuitive. But I can warn you about a Cancer moon, especially if you're looking at somebody as a potential mate, potential, significant other. They can read your emotions so well that they can reflect them. And this is why it's really easy to fall really hard, really quickly for a Cancer moon. Is it they can read your emotions and they'll reflect them without reflecting internally to see, is this what I'm really feeling? And so years later, when their real true emotions start to come out, you're like, where did this all come from? And the truth is, it was always there. They were just always reflecting your emotions back at you. And this is what I mean about maturity. It takes a mature Cancer moon to be able to know that they're doing that, because Cancers will do that automatically, and it's really, really easy for them. So it gets particularly um difficult when it comes to highly intimate and emotional relationships, if you're not with a Cancer moon that is very aware of their Cancer moon and very aware of themselves, and they have that kind of learning or wisdom about them already. If you do, I think that they'd be a great companion. But you just got to know which one am I at? You know what I mean? Like, who am I talking to? They tend to be very funny people. They're almost like the divine clown. That's what Cancer moons are, because they know exactly what you need to bring you up and raise your vibration. And they're very intuitive that way. So it's a very mystical placement. I don't mean to say that it's a bad placement. I don't think it is. Cancer moons right now, for the past years now, for the past decade, because Neptune has been in Pisces for quite some time. So Cancer moons would have been trine to Neptune. My Cancer moon is trine to Neptune right now. So they're already naturally psychic, but they would be doubly psychic. It's like it would be amplified. So I think you're getting into, when it comes to Cancer moon and a relationship with somebody with a Cancer moon, you're going to meet a very loving person. You're going to meet somebody who wants to please you, but you could also meet somebody that is not fully revealing who they are because they're too busy reflecting what they know you want. And they will know what you want before you know what you want. They have a natural ability to read intuitively. And a lot of times that's their problem, is that they don't know they're reading intuitively and they think it's actually what they're feeling. So just an FYI, if that makes any sense. What's up, Jenna? How you doing? Miss you. I love you too, girl. I'm so glad you're here. Hey, Don, I'm a Scorpio and trying to navigate what a Pluto move means for me. It's tougher right here, right now. It is. So since Pluto is your ruling dignitary, a move, Dom, Cancers, think about this. The moon changes signs every 2.5 days. So this is why people think Cancers are so emotional or crazy. But I think I'm using this as almost like an image that I can paint. When the moon moves, it reflects different energies, the different energies of each of the zodiac signs that it's in. And it really will take on those different traits for 2.5 days, and then it moves on to another. So if you have a Cancerian friend and you've witnessed their shifts, then you know exactly what I'm talking about with how Pluto's shift is going to impact Scorpios. Now, Scorpio is a fixed sign and Pluto does not move often, okay? It's going to be in Aquarius for the next almost 19 years. So you will feel this shift and it will change your mentality. It will change the way you perceive things and what you care about and what you focus on, and Pluto's sake, what you obsess over. So you will become highly, highly aware of, now since it's an Aquarius, things happening within your society, within your community. You will become highly aware and very energized and maybe even radicalized when it comes to these kind of social issues. You can become all of a sudden more interested in protesting or changing rules. You could become more interested in making sure everybody is treated fairly. But it's not your house or your home. It's your community or your nation or your country. It's like suddenly all of those things can become really like something that is just, you're drawn to it. There's a natural magnetism about it. And even if you were never like that before, you're going to be like that now. You're going to be more interested in those things. So you would have definitely felt those shifts. I said it on my Pluto video. Listen, I have legitimately made 4 videos on the Pluto shift now. So go to Astrology Motivation and watch them, because I have talked extensively about it. And I said from the beginning, Scorpios it's going to impact you. It's going to impact you, especially since this shift is a shift into a place where Pluto is going to eventually square all of your natal suns. So it marks a real life-changing time for you over the next 19 years. Your natal suns will each be touched by Pluto being square to it. So there's challenges with change and challenges by taking things to extreme, becoming more obsessive, becoming more dominant or domineering, or places in your life where you need to become more like that will really start to pop out at you and challenge you. So I don't know where your natal sun is located. I don't know if it's in the beginning of Scorpio season or at the end. But since Scorpio is going to be in Aquarius for the next 19 years, like, let me just say, like, 18. So 18 divided by 3 is 6. Yeah. So it's maybe like 6.3, say 6 in 1/3 year. Pluto's going to be square to each of your natal suns. So if you're born in the beginning of a Scorpio, so if you're a Scorpio, are you answering me? You're Scorpio 3. So you're born toward the end. So this really won't impact you for the next 12 years. But really, in about 12 years, that Pluto is going to start being square to your natal sun. And that's when you'll find there's a lot of disruption and you're going to be pushed to make a lot of changes to yourself, to your own person. Right now, if you're born at the end of Scorpio season, then it may be trine. It may be trine to your natal sun. So this shift could be causing a lot of like a feeling of being more robust in terms of your own personal strength and adaptivity and interest or involvement with this larger community aspect. So it's a good training period for what is to come. But the more extreme challenging energy will come in about 12 years for you. Right now, it should be about trine to your natal sun. And like I said, Pluto trine your natal sun is about 6 years where you're going to experience a tremendous sense of personal power and even gravity to your own personal self and your character, where people will feel more at ease with you being in control. So it's really a good time to take the lead for the next 6 years. Just an FYI. Let me read. So interesting. Is that Scorpio? Yes, Darcy, that would be Scorpio. You made it sound bad. Made it sound bad how? Well, a Pluto square is challenging square, and it lasts for a while. So it lasts for a couple years, could be 6 years at this point. So if Pluto is squaring your natal sun or opposing your natal sun, and that opposition would come to Leo ones, you would feel the opposition. And Cancer threes are still kind of feeling the opposition. And it doesn't mean something bad's happening. It means you are changing. Since I'm talking about your natal sun position, I'm talking about you, how you perceive yourself, and what you are made of. And when Pluto is in opposition to that, or square to that, or even quincunx to that, since it's a very powerful energy, it is challenging everything you thought was real about yourself. And it's making you realize that you've got more to you than you thought. It is like you're the egg, and it's cracking you open to make you a different version, a better, stronger version of who you are. And these can be very challenging. It should be challenging. Metamorphosis is challenging. And that's what Pluto is going to put you through. Nobody experiences their Pluto return. People don't live that long. People don't live that long. Nobody experiences their Pluto. Countries do. And I believe the United States of America just experienced it. Because I think 1776, that would have been, I don't want to do the astrology wrong, but countries do. And if a country's been around for a long time, watch that Pluto return, where there will be a dynamic shift of how it is, how it's run, and what it was, like if what it wanted to be when it started out, it's actually become. And I think the United States of America just had its Pluto return, so a lot of questions are coming up. Have we fulfilled what we wrote down in that Declaration of Independence? Have we really lived up to it, and how have we fallen short? You're kind of, it's like a comeuppance period, but human beings don't experience that. We do experience our Pluto opposition, and we do experience our Pluto square. So those are the times when you're really going to be challenged and cracked open and asked to rearrange yourself. Just an FYI. Just an FYI. It is a good thing. People perceive good and bad as comfortable or uncomfortable. And that's stupid, right? We know that just because it's not comfortable doesn't mean it's bad for you. But Pluto can bring, like, Pluto is brutal energy. So it's not going to give you choices about things, right? And it's going to put you into shit that you will not be able to control or get out of. With Pluto, the only way to survive a Pluto interaction is to ride it out. Ride it out and find your faith, because your faith is what's going to help guide you through. It's challenging enough to make you reconstruct who you are. My birthday is the 13th. Okay, so you're in the beginning of, I would say in about 12 years, your square will start. It is almost a good thing, Darcy, just in the video when you were talking about the square. Okay. Yes, exactly. And I think this is why, because I was saying before, why I really have a problem with people who are generally drawn to tarot. People are generally drawn to tarot and astrology, and they tend to stay away from psychology, because psychology will point shit out to you, and it's regulated, right? And a lot of people are drawn to astrology and tarot because it's not regulated, and you can hear what you want to hear. But real astrologers and tarot card readers, that's not what we're here for. We're not here to tell you what you fucking want to hear. We're not here to be nice to you. We're here to tell you the truth and use our gifts and insights to guide you to a healthy place for you. And that doesn't always feel good. It sure as hell isn't always polite or nice. And it's very oftentimes going to give you news that you don't necessarily want to hear. It's not necessarily bad news. It's just people perceive bad news as the stuff I don't want to hear. Whatever doesn't agree with what I wanted must be bad. And there's a lot of people like that in this community, in that watch the tarot card readings. And like how crazy do you have to be to think life is going to work out the way you want it all the time? In the long term, it could if you keep working at it. But day by day, week by week, you think wishes and dreams are going to come true all the time? I just had one of the best readings I've ever done. It was so great. It was the Libra reading. It was just an amazing reading. Like everybody would have wanted this reading. Man, 2 years ago, Libra were getting shit news. Like I was like week after week, I just wished I could give them some kind of good news. Like you have these shifts. You have these shifts in when things pop for you. And yes, you're exactly right, Darcy. Everything has its ebb and flow. The good times have its ebb and flow. The bad times have their ebb and flow. Nothing stays the same. That's life. And so that's why I love astrology, because you can kind of see where energy people are going to be dealing with, right? And some of it's going to be more challenging, but yeah, there's like no buts. But astrology, it's more like the tradition has been around for so long. It's more steeped in what I'm going to call research, because there's over 10,000 years. How many data points have been collected for us to have compared with other astrologers over the centuries? Like there's a lot of, it's not science. There's never been any scientific inquiry that I think was fair and objective and really, really even science. I think you could do a scientific inquiry into astrology at this point, just nobody's done it. Nobody's done it. I think that would be interesting. I talk about that all the time. I really want it done because I care about astrology. I think that there is something that is very relevant and very real about it. But anyway, why don't you offer an astrology certification? Oh, because I'm not there. And there are a lot of people who offer astrology certifications because they've been doing this for decades and they have the education to be able to do it. And so if you really want a great astrology class, I do not have any astrology classes. I will not be teaching astrology. I will not be teaching tarot. I feel there's still too much that I want to learn before I go anywhere near that. So, but if you want a really great teacher who does classes all the time, his name is Steve Judd. I'm sure you've heard of him. He's exceptional. And he has been doing this for decades. And I have taken 2 of his classes. They're exceptional. He is an exceptional teacher. He is in a position in his journey to be able to, thank you for joining the BWOB. God bless you. I hope you enjoy everything that's over on the BWOB. God bless. But if you really want exceptional astrology, like he's in a position in his life where he should be a teacher because he's just, been tried and tested. He's written so many books. That should be a teacher. If somebody's just been doing astrology for a couple of years or even 10 years, I don't think it's enough. Like when I was studying acting, I don't know if it was Al Pacino or his teacher, Stella Adler, that had said it takes 20 years to become an actor. And I would agree not that astrology is acting, but I think to really be great and get yourself to a point where you can be a professor, it takes years to get to that point. So go to somebody who has been doing it for years and whose astrology has been tested by other astrologers, and his has. So I highly recommend him. 100%. I know. He is excellent. Deborah Silverman, you recommend her as well? Deborah is good too. hers is just really expensive. Yeah, Steve Judd's is not. I think his courses, they're in the pound, they're in the British pound, but his courses are like 175, maybe 150, maybe 250 if they're longer. But you're getting like 6 weeks of education in that amount. So he has a really, really fair price point for his stuff. And I know, like, I love the Leo King. I think he's more, a lot of people think he's controversial. I think he's brilliant. And his courses, I wanted to take his courses too, but for me, they were too expensive. Like, I wasn't at the point where I could spend 750 for a course. Like, I would now at this point if I could find the time. Because why take the class if you can't study? If you know you don't have the time, why take the class? So there's that with me now, but ultimately he has some good courses. You're right, and they run different. There's a different scale, and there is an astrology courses, like there are accredited astrology courses, like college courses, that you can absolutely get certified in. So if you want to go that route, and I've been thinking of doing that route too, because just to be better at what I do, you should definitely. But I think those Steve Judd courses are at a price point that is really fair and really, really, I think, complementary to what a lot of people can afford. And it's a really good place to start. He has beginner courses all the way through advanced. So you just kind of choose which one, where you're at, and you can go through all of them with him. I haven't listened to Deborah in so long. Oh, thank you so much. I've got to look her up. I'm always interested in other astrologers and what they have to say, and how they interpret things. I mean, all of us have a baseline for what things mean, but it's us, it's astrologers in general that will expand astrology and push it and see a deeper meaning. I think 50 years ago nobody talked about asteroids. When I was growing up, nobody talked about asteroids. Now everybody's talking about asteroids. It's like the broader our minds get, the more you're going to add to it, and that's brilliant. I think if our universe is always expanding, so should we. But like I said, it's something that you have to keep up with. It's something that you have to keep learning. It's something, because it's constantly growing too. And I love chasing it. I love trying to keep up with it, because I'm never gonna be out in front of it, and I don't want to be. But you got to keep yourself learning, and there's always something to learn. Me too. I mean, like, the tarot makes them now, but I like it when astrology based, because yes, I agree with you. I agree with you there. And I've always felt like this. My favorite is Colin Bedell, and I've talked to him a bunch of times. And he's an astrologer, or he's a tarot card reader, or is he both? Because not all astrologers are tarot card readers. Some astrologers don't give a damn about tarot. It's not that they don't believe in it, but like they don't. It's not. Tarot is strictly divination, right? It is really a tool. Well, I disagree there too. I don't think it is strictly divination. But what was it designed for? It was designed for divination. I don't think astrology was designed for divination. I think it's been used, and a lot of times misused, for divination. I think astrology was really designed for a philosophical inquiry into who we are. It was a philosophical way to look at us in a very kind of jointed way, not fragmented, but a lot of facets, a faceted way of putting different aspects of the human being and our experience in life together. And it's really a beautiful philosophy. And I love, that's why you can go down a rabbit hole with it, right? You can, you can learn so much about it. You can keep learning and keep learning. But tarot is more really about the reader. I say this all the time, like, tarot cards are paper. I have seen great tarot card readers use a playing deck. it really is more about the reader and their intuition and how they take the cards and use the cards to help them understand these messages that they're receiving from the person that's in front of them, from the querent. And it's really just it's a tool. That's all it is. It's a tool. There's no magical powers in these fucking cards. They're paper. They're paper. That's what they are. Like, my feelings on magic are different too. Like, my feelings on magic are simply that magic is manifestation, but manifestation is just slow moving, and the things that we call magic are those lucky strikes of, wow, it happened instantly. But manifestation is magic. It's just slowed down. It's like magic in slow motion, and that's what it is. And I think that's how we live in the real world. And we stay grounded in the real world by realizing that there is magic and it is real and it's around us all the time. It just takes longer than we usually give it credit for. Oh, you're hopping off, Jenna? God bless, babe. God bless. Hope you have a great day. I don't know how I got to, but I just did, and he's amazing. Oh, okay. Okay. I'll check him out too. Colin Bedell. I also, well, the mythology helps. The mythology, yes, mythology helps astrology in that well, at least Western astrology really came from the Hermetic philosophy, which was created in Greco times, Greek. So I think that's why the mythology is automatically mixed in, because it's part of its heritage. That was part of the mythos or religion at the time where they were using to compare everything. So I think it's woven right in. But of course, astrology and the study of the stars and how they are linked to human behavior was going on before ancient Greece. I mean, you have Vedic astrology that was way before ancient Greece. Like it's like we've been looking at these stars for a long time, and there's a reason. And I don't even have to know the reason. I just know the fact that we've always done it and it's so natural to us is the only reason we need. It is part of our nature. We have always been connected to the stars. We will always be connected to the stars. And yes, I don't think it's just about the changing of our tides or the rise and fall of the Nile, which is easier to measure with the moon. I honestly do believe that we have such more intimate connections with our cosmos, that it's part of our natural world, not outside of it. And just like we are perpetually impacted by our natural world. I mean, when people say you are what you eat, that's true. Like, that's true. Where do you think those chemicals come from? Where do your body reconstructs with the stuff that you put in it? And it's like we are our natural world, and the cosmos is our natural world. It is not outside of it. It is part of it. And we are linked and connected all the fucking time. And if there's one thing that I think is the most beautiful about astrology, it's that. It's reminding us all the time that our cosmos is part of our natural world. It is not outside of it. And that's it. That's it. And that's why we're always impacted by it. Just like you're going to be impacted by a fucking hurricane, you're going to be impacted by a solar flare. I don't care if it's little, I don't care if it's big. It's here. We're all in this solar system together. We're all in this universe together. I still feel like we're feeling or in being impacted by reverberations that are happening. Like, we could be getting a wave of whatever energy was released 1,000,000 years ago by this distant star that doesn't even exist. And we don't even know it exists, because this wave is so big, it defines multiple generations. And we think, oh, that's just reality. But if we step back and we look at maybe, a different era or a different millennia, and we see why it was different, and we link it back to these events outside of our little earth, we might be able to start realizing that there's more impact that our cosmos has on us than we have been able to measure. And astrology is like, if all of these things are truth and could eventually be proven, um, then astrology is the user interface of it all, because it's really what is easy for us to track and connect with and see the synchronicities of as they work with each other. It is really the user interface of it all. I don't think it's what drives the system. I think it's the buttons and the sliders and the scrolls that help us interact with the system. That's what I think it is. And this is somebody coming from somebody like who was web design before. I was like, that's what I kind of realize, like, think about it as is is the user interface. Astrology is the user interface of the mechanisms that are going on in the back, that are all like synchronizing us. And too many people use astrology, too many people use science to try to control things and manipulate them to make it easier or sell shit. And that's not what astrology is about. I don't even think that's really what science is about, but it's just manipulated terribly. And people can easily manipulate astrology as well. And I think they do that with divination. And that's why I say, and other astrologers are free to disagree with me, I think divination is the lowest form of astrology, because, or at least it's all it does is people seek it out to give them easy answers to shit that they should actually be working on to solve themselves. And I think good astrology is the astrology that teaches and helps to guide. It doesn't fix or solve or give absolute answers. It says, it reminds you, it shakes you awake. It reminds you that you have the power to answer the questions the way that your way, and that you have more actual impact on your life than you think. And yeah, that's the way I use astrology. I don't really love it as a divination tool. And even when I use it that way, because when you have a personal reading with me, I'll cast out, like, there can be things years in advance that I'll be able to see, just because you can see the movement of the planets and how they'll impact your planets. But I don't mean that to be me writing your life out for you. I mean that to be uh almost like a glimpse into the possibilities and the energies that you'll be dealing with, to say, well, how do you want to use them? And how do you want to, like, what path do you want to be on, and how can we use this energy, and what challenges might you have, right? That's the guidance tool. It's not the end all be all, or me solving your problems for you. Like, that's not what I want to be, because that's not what makes people healthy. Where do the angel numbers fall within all of this? So they're not astrological. I don't know where the idea of angel numbers came from, to be honest with you. I think that's more aligned with numerology, which is my weakest point. I know some about it, but I'm not a numerologist. But I think it comes from numerology. And what you should probably do is ask a numerologist, like, where does that come from? The repeating numbers. I always think, for me, angel numbers are just an extension of the universe is constantly trying to talk to you, but it doesn't have a human voice. It doesn't necessarily speak English, Spanish, French, or Arabic, or Japanese. It doesn't speak it doesn't speak our languages. It doesn't speak that way. And so when you see synchronicitous things, it's because the universe, your mind, is somehow trying to tell you, look this way. Look this way. There's something here that you need to pay attention to. And that can be for songs that you hear, that could be for lines or statements that keep coming up, or even different kind of situations that you keep finding yourself in. The repetitiveness is, you got to pay attention to this. There's something here that you need to learn or to know. And that's really what I see the angel numbers as, is the universe's way of trying to get your attention and make you understand something or see something that you need to pay attention to. Like, maybe in this situation, like the situation that's going on is trying to say, light bulb, pay attention here. That, for me, is what they do. But in terms of the actual numerology, I would study up on that, or get in touch with a numerologist that could maybe go a little bit deeper into that with you. You're welcome, Dom. Geez, I've been talking your ear off, guys. Remember, first of all, thank you so much, both Dom and MCB, what's up, for becoming members today. But the BWOB is the one that will get you access to the extended readings. That's the one that will get you access to all those wonderful things. So I hope everybody will register for the BWOB membership, or one of the memberships, depending on, what you want. Some of you don't want the extended readings all the time. You just want one off, and that's okay too, because they'll always be available. They'll be available on my website moving forward. Vimeo, I'm going to have to start phasing out a little bit. Like the old, they'll be archived over there, but the newer ones moving forward will really start to just be on my website. But not right away. I'm just phasing it out because Vimeo only have so much storage space, and I've almost used it all. And I don't want to increase it because I don't use the other services that come along with it. So my website kind of doesn't give me those requirements. So I'll be able to use that moving forward. But they'll always be available for those of you who want them just to, purchase one off here and there. Prices have not gone up. They will not go up. They're going to stay the same. 20 years from now, they're going to be $10 each. It's just, they've always been that way. They will always be that way. But the BWOB membership is something that will expand, and it will grow, and I will add more services to it. And so I think it's really, really a good thing for all you guys to just sign up now. 1,000 of you. That's what I need. That's my number. As soon as we reach 500 BWOB members, I can take the commercials off them, because they still run commercials on them. But once that happens, once I reach that 500 mark, I can take the commercials off. And then when we go to the 1,000 mark, I can start giving you gift certificates or discount codes for free readings, for free personal readings, and stuff like that. So I honestly can't wait to grow and get to that point where we can just have a thriving, active community with the BWOB. I'm not trying to be a cult leader. I don't want to be anything except just being able to offer you services, or offer you more of what I produce, and I continue to grow. So yeah, that's it. That's all I wanted to say, guys. I'm going to do more of these. I got to go record some videos. Sagittarius and Capricorn will be coming out later on this evening or this afternoon. So watch for those. Scorpio and Libra are already up. Extraordinary readings. Extraordinary, both of them. So check it out if you haven't yet. And if you really want to dig into the astrology that's going on right now, I just uploaded another video to Astrology Motivation about a lot of things that are happening this week that will be impacting us for the rest of the year. So it's a good thing to look into too. I love you guys, and thank you so much. Welcome new members. God bless. I'll see you in the videos.